Right, but what do you actually use? If I need a bag for work, what do you actually use? If I need a bag for everyday mum life, what one actually fits? What do you actually use? Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to share with you my most used and most practical bags for 5 different types of use that you might need a handbag for. 5 different types of events. What are the bags that I find most useful and most practical to actually use for those occasions? This is a tag video that was created by the very lovely Melinda from Luxe Purse Love. I was tagged by Melinda and I was also tagged by the equally lovely Amber Ashley, and I will leave both of their channels down below in the description box for you to check them out. And the thinking behind this tag is when you look around this room, for example, and you watch YouTube videos about handbags and handbag collections, it can be overwhelming. You can be faced with a sea of colour when it comes to my channel, or you can be faced with huge collections and it can leave you thinking, right, but what do you actually use? If I need a bag for work, what do you actually use? If I need a bag for everyday mum life, what one actually fits? What do you actually use? And that's the thinking behind this tag, and I think it's very, very helpful for anybody looking to buy handbags or starting a collection or thinking, well, what would actually work for what? And that's what I'm going to go through with you today. And the first in the category is an everyday bag. Now, I have a few that I use as an everyday bag, and just to give some context, I have 2 young children. They are 3 and 6, and I have 4 dogs. So I have to use a bag on an everyday basis when I'm with them that is very practical, easy to use, isn't too heavy, isn't too fussy. I don't need to worry about it. Quite often I'm not doing the most glamorous of things. So quite often on a day-to-day basis, all of the ones we see behind us, not gonna work. So that definitely informs the bags I use on an everyday basis. And the first one of these is this one, the Louis Vuitton Multi-Pochette Accessoire. Now, I have to admit, this is not my favourite of my bags aesthetically. If I was to put an outfit together, if I was looking for something purely on the look, this would not be my favourite. But it is one of my most used bags year after year since I got it, simply because of how usable and practical it is if you have a lifestyle like mine. It's very, very light. The strap keeps it very light. It sits very thin to your body, so if you're running around a park or chasing dogs or children going both ways, this isn't bulky. You're not squeezing past things. You're not worrying about hitting edges or anything off it. It does have the chain. It does have the strap, so it does have a bit of detail to add some aestheticness. Is that even a word? To add some nice lookingness to it. I don't think that's a word either, but I'm going with it. So it does have qualities of that, but it's very usable. I normally have in these pockets, you can see what I mean by being usable for having children. I have 2 pens. I have 2 shells in my handbag. That shows you how glamorous my life is. One of my children must have collected those and handed to me on an outing. But that's the type of bag I'm talking about, and that's the type of use. I also have poo bags for my dogs. I am, if you're looking for a glamorous influencer to follow, you found one. Not. I've got shells from my children and poo bags from my dogs. That is the reality of a lot of my everyday life, and this bag is great for it. So light, so usable. I don't worry about it. There's nothing to damage. It's not sticking out in anything. I will generally have in it the essentials, as you saw. I can fit a couple of nappies in this. I can fit wipes in this. I'll have my phone, my card holder, my keys, probably band-aids or plasters, tissues, lip balm, other essentials that you may need with children, things like chocolate bars and candy bars, but they will fit in here. And this is one of my most used bags for an everyday type life with 2 young children, 4 dogs, very non-glamorous, just everyday real life. Next bag I use on a day-to-day basis and I find very usable and practical, and I've said this before, is the Chanel 19. And for me, this is for Chanel when fashion meets functionality. It has this large pocket on the back where I can put my phone. It has enough space in it that I can put my card holder, phone if I need it in there, keys, some of the boys' things. I can also get in there a juice bottle for my children if needs be. And yes, I do put my children's juice in my luxury handbags. I know, but it is everyday real life. I do have a liner in it for that reason, because I will put things like that in it. I also like the liner, gives it a little bit more structure for the 19, and this is a great bag I find also to go crossbody if I'm going out and about with the children. Now, if I'm going very, very casual, say to the park or dog walking or to get some groceries, it's the multi-pochette normally. This is if we're going somewhere, say we're going a trip to the zoo or we're going a trip to the farm, not the one behind our house, but a bit of a day trip. This is generally the bag I will use. I think it's a little bit dressier. It has a little bit more fashion to it than the multi-pochette, for me anyway, in my opinion, and this is the bag I will use for that. It is slightly heavier though, so if I was going for a long journey or climbing about a park per se, I will not be using this, I'll be using that one. This one also sits out a little bit more, and that's something when you're running around with children sometimes you have to take account of, but I do find this a very practical, usable bag. The last that I have chosen out of my handbags for everyday practical use bags that I use quite a lot is this one, and this is the Chanel denim decompressed denim large bag. It's a bit like the size of a Chanel jumbo, only it is much lighter because it is a denim fabric. It doesn't have the double flap. It's not a classic flap obviously, but it's purely fabric, and you can see I have tissues in there, and this is another bag I use on a daily basis. I had this bag with me just last weekend. I took my oldest son to a birthday party and I had in there the book that I was reading. I had my card holder, my phone, my keys, I had his juice bottle, I had plasters, I had tissues, I had a birthday card for the person we were going to see, and it fit all of that. So it's a very good everyday bag that on its own, before I add all of that into it, isn't very heavy. I think it is very fashionable. I think it's a real vibe, especially I have added these brooches over mine. I think that gives it something very special and gives it something extra to the denim. I love the pink colour of it. To wear it crossbody, I do need to order the straps off Amazon that allow you to pull it in a little bit and shorten the length of it. It's very long on me crossbody at the minute, but it's perfect as a shoulder drop. And this is another bag I find very, very usable, very practical, and a bag that I would use quite often as an everyday type bag. The next category is a work bag, and if you've been on this channel ever before, this is going to come as no surprise to you. My work bag is forever and a day, and will forever and a day be, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the GM size. So much is this my ride or die work bag that this is my second one. I have a Louis Vuitton GM with the beige interior that I had for over 10 years and used every single day and destroyed over the space of 10 years. As soon as it got to the point that had to be retired, I bought the exact same bag, only this one has the pink interior. I do have an organizer in it. Even with an organizer, I'm still guilty of just throwing things in there. You can see it is a beautiful mess. I have chargers in there. I have my toiletry 15 in there. I have my 4-ring key holder in there. I have the pouch in there, which is where I keep business receipts. I have literally, it's a bit of a dumping ground, but it does the job so well. When I'm going to work, I take this every day. I have a laptop in it. I have a MacBook in it. I have my agenda in it. I will generally have other notebooks in it. I also have a pencil case in it because I like stationery. I obviously have my phone in it. I have a second phone in it. I have keys in it. I have a very busy work life. I have a very busy job and business. I need to carry a lot, and it all fits in here, and this does the job perfectly. I did try at one point, I thought, what did I just drop? I have no idea. I did try at one point and think, oh, I'm going to get an alternative to this. And I bought a Neverfull. No, I didn't. That's this that I love. I bought a DeVille, a Chanel DeVille, and I bought a pink Chanel DeVille in the beautiful glitter tweed. It was stunning. It was an absolutely stunning bag. And I thought I'm going to alternate those, and I'll have something for the summer that's a bit lighter, and I won't be using the Neverfull every day. And I never, ever used it to work. I used it once on a weekend away, and the only reason I used it is I thought I really should use that bag. I don't bother swapping out of this. I never will bother swapping out of this. So another large tote is an absolute waste of money for me. For the purpose of this, I think this can't be beaten. I love it. Don't even start me on the people that say Neverfulls are done. They're fabulous. Don't want to hear it. I love this bag, and this is my work bag for carrying everything in a day to the office. As a second work bag, if I am not having to carry everything, which doesn't really happen. So generally it's if I need a bag alongside that one. Say I'm taking all of my laptops and everything with me, but I'm also maybe going to a business meeting or something that I don't need to bring everything with, I will bring this as well, and I use this quite a lot for work. Now I know that people generally, myself included, do not describe the Chanel Classic Flap in the medium size as a practical and usable bag. I don't. I have a whole video talking about reasons not to buy this, despite the fact that I love it. To make this bag usable for me, I got the chain extended. So the chain on mine is not the length of the traditional Classic Flap. Mine has been extended. I have a whole video talking about that process. If you're interested in that for your own Classic Flap, I will link it above. Some people would be appalled by it. It does alter the classic nature of this in that it changes the strap length, but I changed it to work for my lifestyle and work for me. And what it did do is it means I use this bag so much more. To work, I wear a suit and I wear a coat on top of the suit, and I can wear this crossbody over my work coat, or I can wear it under my shoulder quite comfortably. It makes this bag usable for me. Before I got it extended, I would have used it on the odd date night or the odd time we were going somewhere, but not very much for the price of it. Now that it's extended, because it's a black bag for me, which is I bought this as a work bag, I bought this for reaching a certain professional goal. Now it's so much more usable, and I have no regrets about extending it. I have never looked back. I've never questioned that decision, but it is something, and I do look at a lot of comments and questions on this. It's something you have to decide for yourself, because you are changing the actual strap and you're changing the length and you're changing, I suppose, the specific design. But for me, it's worth it to change it to a way that works for me. It means a bag that I love actually gets a lot of use. So this is a bag I would take with me if I was taking to carry outside and above the Neverfull with just the essentials in it. Next category for practical and usable bags that I use to fill this role, and it'll come as no surprise if you're a seasoned subscriber. This is for date night, and this is one of the first that I would reach for and look for to use. I love this bag. Mwah. We have chef's kiss. We have a love affair. This bag took me by storm. This is one of those bags, when I bought it, I wondered, why did you not buy that before? Why were you sleeping on that? I had always thought that I wanted one. Didn't drop it. Gwenny does despair. I had always thought that I wanted this because it is a classic Louis Vuitton mini trunk, and I have the other trunk here. That this is the look of a mini trunk. I wanted this originally to sit in my dressing room. I thought I won't use it that much, but it's a classic piece of Louis Vuitton and I really want to have one. And boy, did I eat my words and shock myself. This bag is so well used. When we go out, when we're going somewhere, I look to use this. I've used this bag so many times. I think it's a vibe. I think it's very eye-catching. I think it's a statement. When I use this bag, it's a conversation starter. I just love it. I've gushed about this bag so many times. I'm not going to go on about it anymore now. But for date night, fabulous. The next bag I use a lot for date night, my Deal bag. That's what this reminds me of. Deal's Addiction, obviously. I love this bag. Love it. Now, I did say when I watched Deal's very recent video, and if you haven't, you should check out Deal's. If you're interested in Fendi at all, check out Deal's channel. But Deal did have, no, they're all intact. Deal recently bought and unboxed this in the new magenta pink colour, which is probably similar to this one. It's absolutely stunning. And she's had a little incident with it where some of the sequins have come off, and it made me think to check mine, but luckily they're all still on there. I use this bag so much. I love this bag. This bag is just, to me, again, there's that word, a vibe. When I use it, I feel good about this bag. This bag makes me smile. It makes me happy. It makes me just feel put together. It lifts an outfit. It elevates an outfit. I love you. I love you. I love you too. Thanks. Love this bag, and this is one of my absolute, for date night, it fits so much, so it's practical for date night. Sequins, yes, they might fall off, but I'm going to use my bags. Mine is stuffed, so at least I'm being a good girl when I come home, but it's so practical for date night. It fits everything that I need in it, and it's a statement, makes an outfit and makes me feel special, and if I'm dressed up and going somewhere, this just adds something to it. Last bag I love for date night, and I could have picked either the two of them. There's one there, and there is this one, and this is the mini capucines from Louis Vuitton. Mine, this one is the magenta with the green malachite. This one has the light blue and the plexiglass, so there is something slightly different about my two versions, but I love this bag. Frustrating as madness. It is so frustrating to use. If you wanted this bag as an everyday bag, no, don't recommend that. When you're using it, it has this strap down the middle, or this piece down the middle, which breaks this into two sections. This is not an overly big bag. Didn't need to be split into two sections, in my opinion. It can be frustrating and it can be annoying to get in and out of. This handle is fixed in place, it doesn't move. So if you're putting a lot of stuff in here or putting your things in, you can be Tetrising them and moving them about and working them around this middle piece, and it's really annoying if you're using it on an everyday basis. I have used both of these bags crossbody shopping. Not my favourite to use, don't recommend it. Date night though, perfect. When you're going for smaller bag, it's a look more than anything else. You've got your card holder in it, keys if you need it, phone in it, lipstick, perfume. Perfect. That's what I need to go on a date, and I think these bags are stunning. I think there's something very special about them, and it's another bag when I use with an outfit, I feel really put together and really special. Moving on, and this one made me laugh, and you can't half tell Melinda lives in America and doesn't live here, and it's a rainy day bag. I'm Irish. I live in Ireland. Rains a lot here, so most of my bags have to be up for a rainy day. I use my Neverfull every day, as I said, to work, so I use that Rain Halo Shine, and I know there's Vachetta on it and there's probably watermarks and rain marks all over mine, but I really don't care because I use it and that's fine for me. You would have to obviously take that into account if you yourself were using one, but as a rainy day bag, all of my leather bags that I'm looking around me, especially the Caviar, so the classic flap that I did show you, I have a red one over here. This one is another bag I use on a rainy day. Let's be honest, a lot of my bags will get caught in the rain, but if it's lashing before I go out and I can see that it's raining, I'm not using this Lady Dior because it's a softer lambskin. I'm not using the Canvas Baguette. I have a cashmere bag down here. I'm not using that. I'm not using one of my tweed bags, so I'm not stupid in that I do use my bags, but if I can see that it's raining heavily, I'm not going to pick one of the softer fabrics or the bags that rain would really, really damage. Caviar is fab. This bag has sustained so much use in heavy rain and weather, and so has, I have one of these in a raspberry colour in the quilted leather, and I took it to Paris and it got very rained on and it still looks perfect. These are perfect for a rainy day, as are any bags, and I'm looking to see if I have any left. I used to have the Palm Springs Mini, which is Louis Vuitton canvas with black coated leather. It's also great for the weather, for rainy weather. I find the canvas to be really durable. I find it to be really usable. If you have one that doesn't have any Vachetta on it, you're not going to have to worry about the rain. But for me, it's generally one of these I go for on a rainy day because the Caviar is just so good and it can just take so much, and it's a real shame Chanel stopped making these in minis. Last category are fun summer holiday bags. Would you like to choose this wall? I like colour and I like bright colour. So most of this wall, which goes from rose gold, yellow, orange, there's bright tweed and sequins down here. We go across the pinks here and then we go up to darker pinks up there and raspberries. All of those are going to work in summer holidays and are fun because that's the type of bags that I love. I love bright colours, and the sunshine makes a lot of these just shine. But for the purpose of this tag, I have picked out the 3 bags that I take on holiday with me most, and the 3 that I think when I pack my suitcase to go on holiday generally are going to make their way in because they go with so much and they're just complete holiday vibes. And the first one is this. This is the Chanel mini reissue in the metallic from the Metriart collection. It's just your standard mini reissue in the inside, and it's one space, one wee zip pocket and one slip pocket. And then the beauty of the mini reissue is it has the 4 grommets, so you can wear it doubled up like this rather than just as a crossbody or a long shoulder bag. So I find this bag in the summer shines and glints and the sun just brings out the colours. I kind of use this as a neutral, even though that sounds daft because it's multicoloured. But for me, with my wardrobe and my love of colour in the summer, I wear this with everything. Probably things that really, if you were being very critical, doesn't go with, but I don't really care. So this is a bag in the summer I use a huge amount. The next bag that comes on every summer holiday with me is the Gucci Super Mini in the multicolour. This is so light, it's multicoloured, so it's fab. It's very summery because of all of the colours, and it's tiny. It fits my phone. Don't know what that is. It fits my phone, it fits my card holder, now a flat card holder, not say the recto versa or anything. I use a flat one to take up less space. My phone and normally a lip gloss, and that's probably all I'm carrying on holiday. I'm not carrying a huge amount, so this comes on every holiday with me. It goes crossbody, it's very light. I can put it on with denim cut-offs and t-shirts and sandals, and I'm just having a really easy, carefree go outfit, especially if we're on holiday with the children and I can't be too fussy about it. I love this little bag, and I've had so many requests to sell this bag. This bag's going nowhere, and this is one of those that comes on holiday every year with me. And the last bag for holiday and fun holiday bags, and this is an addition from last year. Orange, bright orange, love it, love it. I think it's raffia. Dale would probably know better than I would on these, but I think this one is raffia. It is Prada and Milano. It has that across it, and it has the bright orange with the beige colour. And this, it does have a strap, so I will take this on holiday with me because firstly, I love the look of it. I think it's a very holiday bag. Raffia in this weather where I live is one of those bags you're not going to get to use that often. So this definitely comes on holiday with me because I think it just fits in with the holiday vibe. This just makes me think of holidays and think of sunshine. So it definitely comes with me. I generally use it handheld, so I generally carry it by this little strap, but it does have this longer strap if I needed it. So if I was going anywhere on holiday and needed to be hands-free and put the bag across me, it does come with this and I can use it. It also comes with this little pouch that if I needed to carry anything, but generally how I'm using it, to be honest, is without the strap and carrying it like this, say out for dinner or over to the beach for dinner on a night on holiday, and it just makes me think of holiday and makes me think of sunshine and just puts me in the mood to get on a plane, if I'm quite honest. But I love this bag, and this is another one that always makes it with me on holiday since I bought it last year. Those are my picks of my most useful, practical bags for those 5 different sets of occasions. I hope if you're looking at bags or considering bags, this has been useful and helpful for you. Thank you so much to Melinda and Amber for tagging me in this video. Thank you for coming up for the tag. It is fabulous. If you have a channel, I would love to see your options for this. I think some people have been tagged already, but I will leave some other people in the description box to be tagged to do this. I would love to see your choices. Thank you so much for watching me. If you have found this useful or enjoyed it, please do consider give it a thumbs up to help with the algorithm, and please do consider subscribing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.